Hey everybody, this is Emily Whitney, and I just want to welcome you to our course that we're going to do. This first video is called Setting Yourself Up for Success. I'm making this especially for our team challenge, but I'm going to keep it on my YouTube channel for anybody on your team that decides they would like to grow their business or get to know the sharing side of doTERRA. The first thing I want to share with you about is my doTERRA journey. When I found doTERRA, I was overworked and underpaid as a mom. I was doing some direct selling on the side, which I actually loved, but I was working about 2 nights a week away from my family. And then through the day, I had to work to contact people and keep my business going in order to work those 2 nights a week. I was making, after about 5 years working with the company, I was making about $2,500 a month, which I was really proud of. It helped our family quite a bit. But I felt like I was gone a lot, and I had 2 kids at the time, and then I had this third baby. So in the matter of 4 years, I had 3 little kids. So my oldest was 3.5, the second one was 2 when I had the baby. So they're almost exactly 2 years apart to the day. So when I had that third one, I just didn't know what to do anymore. And they were so little. I look back and I don't know how I did it either. I would sometimes drag myself out a night a week or so to try to work, but it was just so hard because I was so exhausted and I was very overwhelmed. Feeling like, is life always going to be like this? That is when I found doTERRA, actually. I went to a meeting, and it was actually Rob Young presenting about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. I was interested. I thought it would be about essential oils because that's what doTERRA is all about, but the meeting I happened to go to was actually one of the very first launches of this supplement pack. I was so impressed with everything that was in it and the way that Rob Young explained it and presented it that I actually bought one that night, because if there was anything I seriously needed, it was vitality and it was energy. I was nursing, I was taking supplements, and I decided to just put them on hold for 1 month while I tried this Lifelong Vitality Pack. And after that month time, I do think that you really have to give it a fair shot and take them every single day as the dose tells you to. But it made such a big impact in my life that I enrolled and got started right away and started sharing them. I was very, very impressed with how much energy they had given me. I felt like I was sleeping through the night even though I was still getting up multiple times nursing. And it really just changed my energy level hugely. So I did what any natural person would do. I started sharing them with my mom and my sister and a couple of my best friends, and I tried their oils and I compared them to the oils that I already had because I had used essential oils before, and I really felt like they just smelled cleaner than anything I had had at that time. And when I used them, they felt like they worked faster than anything I had used before, and I started to really enjoy what doTERRA had to offer and brought to me. The one thing I did notice is when I stopped working with the other company, I didn't get paid anything. I mean, if I didn't go out and do something, I didn't get paid anything. That was a little bit discouraging, but as I shared doTERRA, not even with the purpose of making money, I started to get checks in the mail from doTERRA. And it got to a point where they quickly surpassed the other checks that I was receiving because they had kind of diminished with me not working as much. I tried this LLV and it changed my life in multiple ways. It gave me more energy, it helped me feel like I was getting better sleep, but then it also gave me this excitement and something fun to talk about, and I started to share it, and that eventually led to income. My story leads me to this last year when I hit Diamond. I just kept sharing. It did take me 5 years to get there. In the beginning, I really didn't have a huge intention of building a business. I was just excited to have a product that worked, and I wanted to, put it out there so other people could try it. But eventually, we got to this point, and we talk a lot about Diamond and doTERRA because it's kind of the place where you step into some bonus pools, and usually your income is very stable, very consistent. So right in the middle of this picture right here, this is my little one now. She's 3.5 years old. I was about 3 years into my doTERRA journey when I had her. I was making $3,000 a month. And when I stopped, I just took, 4 or 5 months off where I kind of talked to my leaders on the phone here and there. But for the most part, I didn't do a ton of sharing. And my income grew every single month, despite the fact that I wasn't leaving the house and teaching classes or doing anything to promote the business. Of course, I still was talking to people, and then as soon as I felt back to myself again, which happened quicker being on the Lifelong Vitality Pack, I jumped back in and started sharing again. So a cool thing about this kind of a business, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, is that the income is very reliable. Once you build it up, it keeps coming and it keeps coming back to you. So from slowly and consistently sharing, I now receive this very consistent and measurable income. So I want to talk about why doTERRA and why right now. Well, everybody here is probably listening to this because you're already in doTERRA, but it's kind of become this household name and it's everywhere. It's very, very popular right now. So here's a few stats. These come from doTERRA's 2014 Opportunity and Earnings Disclosure Summary. And so first of all, 73% of the general population looks to natural products to improve their health. 51% have used essential oils before, and only 13% of all those people out there know about doTERRA, are familiar with it. So even though it feels like it's everywhere, it's still actually a very small percentage of the US that knows about doTERRA. There's tons of people out there that still don't know about it. But it is a time where people are turning to healthy alternatives. They're trying to clean up their diet. They're noticing how bad habits can lead to long-term health challenges, and so people are looking for natural solutions. Over 50% of the people who try natural products, they try it because they were introduced or recommended to it by a friend. So what you're sharing with other people does matter. They listen to you. People want to have somebody backing it up, saying it works before they jump in and try it. And I know I'm like that too. If I'm looking at a new product, I will call friends and I'll say, okay, who's tried this? And if I get good reviews, often I'll try it. And if I get negative ones, then I usually won't. So recommending natural products, recommending essential oils, that does make an impact, and that can shift what people try. Also, one thing that impressed me about doTERRA is, like myself, 85% of the consultants in doTERRA, they primarily joined just to get a discount on their oils or just to share them. They weren't looking necessarily for profit and to make money. And then now about 15% of people are joining doTERRA just to make the money. I thought this was interesting because a year ago it was only 9% that were joining for profit, and so it's going up. People are noticing that doTERRA is growing quickly, and they're also noticing that it is a good way to make money, that they have a good compensation plan. Retention rates are another thing that we'll just breeze over. In the network marketing industry, people are usually ordering monthly 15 to 20% of everybody in the organization. doTERRA's retention rate is off of the charts. It's 65% on average are ordering every 3 months oils for themselves. Most of them are people that just want the oils. They're not in it for the business, and yet they have a wholesale account to get the best deal, and they're ordering regularly, which just attests to the fact that doTERRA's products are amazing and they totally work. So people wouldn't be coming back for more if they hadn't noticed that. And I'm sure if you have your oils yourself, you've noticed it yourself. If you haven't seen them work for you, then get your oils out and try them, because they are awesome. They're just so great at improving health and adding wonderful benefits to vitality. Here's just a chart of doTERRA's sales from when they started until 2013, so it's 2 years old. I know that that curve is a lot steeper now because they're growing even faster. In February of 2015, this year, they had over 195,000 new accounts in doTERRA. So they're growing rapidly by thousands and thousands of people every single month. All right, so here's a quick comparison of when you have a job, how you are trading your time for money, like the job I had before finding doTERRA. When I worked, I got paid, and it gets you money right then. It was much faster when it came to earning money. If I went out and did something, I would make $300 to $400. It can be very dependable so that you know that while you're working, you're going to get paid. That's just obvious. It's linked together. But keeping your job is not always up to you. Now, in direct selling, you're going to keep your job if you work it. But if you go to a physical 8 to 5 location, then oftentimes it isn't up to you. If they close down, if something happens, if they lay people off, you can be the best employee ever and you still might lose your job because you are not the boss and you're not in charge. Your time always has a price on it. So whatever you're making, it almost feels like that's what your worth is, which totally isn't true. And then someone else is in charge of your time. You're going to have lists of things that you have to do for them, and you have to do what they tell you to do because they're the ones paying you. And then the bottom line, and this is what affected me the most, is if you don't work, you don't get paid. Now let's contrast this with network marketing. In network marketing, you are in charge of your time. Your income comes slowly and sometimes very slowly in the beginning, but it builds consistently over time. But how fast that income builds in the beginning is really up to you. For me, it was slow because I started slow. It wasn't a huge priority for me. If you need to make more money faster, you can totally increase the time you put into it, increase the number of people that you share with, and your income will build quickly instead of slowly like mine did. But that income is residual, which means that once you make it one time, it's going to keep building on what you've already made. And I'll have an example with a graph in a minute of that. You have the freedom to work as you would like to work. You can manage yourself. You can decide how you want to go about it. You have the freedom to work where you would like and to set your own hours. But you have to have self-discipline to be paid. Now, this is one thing that a lot of people don't realize. They jump into a network marketing company thinking, well, people make tons of money and they say it's so easy. But what they don't realize that if you don't put the work in, you're not going to build up that residual income. It's not tied to your time necessarily, but if you can't be self-disciplined and do those building blocks every day of sharing and talking about it and teaching about it, then your business isn't going to go anywhere. When you start a network marketing business, you still have to put in the same necessary time to build it. It just means that your income will grow in a different way independent of your time, but you still do have to invest time and especially self-discipline if you want to be paid. All right, here's a glance at our compensation plan. This has a lot of different facets to it, and I'm not going to dive into it right now, but we will talk about it later. But I wanted to draw your attention to these parts of the compensation plan. The first one on the bottom is dynamic compression. This is something super important when you're looking into a network marketing company, because that means all of the money made is paid out. There are some companies where if there's nobody in a specific spot, they don't pay that money out, they keep it. But for doTERRA, everybody gets paid everything. So if it doesn't go to somebody, it skips up to the next person, which could be you, and you're going to get a lot more money that way in the long run. So if you're looking and comparing compensation plans, make sure that it has dynamic compression. The other thing is this commission rate over here on the side. You want this to start low at the top and get bigger at the bottom. If it's the other way around, you will get a lot more money up front, but then your money won't really go anywhere. It'll just stay nice and low. So if you have a bigger rate at the bottom, this will multiply a lot faster. I've got about 20 people on my front line, and then it goes down to, maybe 100. But down here on these two levels, I have over 800 and 900 people. And so you're getting paid this higher percent on the bulk of your people. And on my 7th level, I have well over 1,000. So the bigger you go down, the more commission rate you're going to get. And that's going to be a better compensation plan in the long run that will pay you back over time more for your efforts and what you put into it. All right, so here's the income of an 8-to-5 job. This was getting paid $25 an hour for 40 hours a week, 4 weeks a month. It's going to make you about $4,000 a month. You have this nice predictable income because you're getting paid by the hour and that's working for you. And salary would be similar if you want to just divide it up into months. So this could be $4,000 a month. This could be $8,000 a month. Now I want to contrast that with an MLM income. Now this actually, I went back and as far as I could pull my commission statements, and this is actually my income. This is how my income went. So I didn't have the first couple of months, but I know I just made, not a lot in the beginning, but it grows slowly. So this is the first about 4.5 years of when I worked with doTERRA. Now keep in mind that I really had no intention of doing the business. I just was sharing and then as it got more exciting, I started being like, okay, this is cool. I can do this, But it kind of just grows steadily. It might drop here and there. Here I had some good months. Then I went down a couple times and then back up. But it's been a very consistent growth curve for me. And then going into these more recent months from when I hit diamond, up here, let's see, I think this was the month I hit diamond. And it's just kind of kept going up. I had 1 month where I missed it. But for the most part, it's this continual upward growth. And I have my own chart of which months are best and how it's always rising. I might take a couple steps backwards, but then I usually shoot up higher month by month. And I know this will just keep going up. The key is consistency and discipline and sticking with sharing, educating, and helping your team to move along and grow also. The average annual income in 2014 for entry-level wellness advocates, those are people just starting, manager, director, and executive. Those are people that have 2,000 PV in volume. those people usually earn about $1,600 annually. Now you're going to say, okay, that's totally not a lot of money, but those are the people that are starting slow, taking it easy, not stressing out about what they make. And I have had people breeze all the way through these and hit elite within their first month or two. So elites and premiers, once you start building and getting more of a team with you and sharing more, they earn more around $4,000 to $10,000 annually. The upper ranks, starting at silver and going all the way to presidential diamond, earn anywhere from $25,000 to over $1 million, and these are average incomes for the year. So that means that a silver on average is earning about $2,125 a month. A presidential diamond, all the way down here at the top, they're earning $106,000 a month. Now, diamond's the one that most people shoot for, just as not as an end goal, but as a significant mark in their journey with doTERRA. Diamonds usually make about $16,000 a month. So I would be shooting for silver first and then shooting for diamond. Diamond is just 4 silvers. So once you get to silver yourself and you know how to do it, you can turn around and help 4 of your people get to silver, and that will put you at diamond. That's just an awesome way to be able to replace your income so that you're not tied to that hourly time anymore. So for us, I worked with doTERRA for about 5 years, and now my husband at the hospital is starting to cut down on his hours. He still wants to keep his certification up, so he's still working, but it's just cool to know that we have the freedom to do what we want to do. So this comes to my why. When I found doTERRA, I really wanted to share just because I loved it so much, but it did get to a point where I felt like I love doTERRA and I can share it and I can be really good at this. So one of the reasons I did it was for my own confidence, just to feel like I can go out and do something and be successful at it, and I could contribute to our family money. And then with the craziness that went around on our house, it just made me feel more like, okay, I can be a mom too. I can handle this because I have this other thing on the side that's fun for me and that gives me this other worth that I really enjoy. The other big one is just freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of money. For me, I'm very motivated by wanting my children to have any opportunity that they want in this world. I don't want them to really have this huge desire to do something and to have to say no because of the money. I want to be able to say, you can do whatever you want to do, and money is just a way that we're going to do it, and it really doesn't matter what it costs. Let's go do that. That's important to me. I want to give them experiences and have them feel that freedom of just trying out what they want to try out in life without the money holding me back. Also that freedom with time. I want to feel like I can invest my time where I want to. And I also feel like I have this very fun part of my life, which is doTERRA, where I get to help other people. I get to share lots of health information, help them improve their lives with oils. And that's what really motivates me. And doTERRA is going to be the way that I accomplish that. So at this point, I want you to examine, why do you want to do doTERRA? What is important to you? Is it so that you can spend more time doing the things you want to do? Is it so that you can have money and not have to go to a job? Another thing I failed to mention earlier are these nice vacations. doTERRA does an incentive trip each year, and whether you earn it or not, you're allowed to go. You can just go with everybody and buy your way in if you'd like. And it's so fun to just get away and to have a vacation with hundreds and hundreds of people that you know and love, because doTERRA does really feel like a family and you get to go with friends and people on your team. But I want you to take time as one of your assignments this week to figure out why you want to do doTERRA. What is it? If you could have anything you wanted in your whole life, what would it be? What motivates you to go out and share with other people? For some people, it's just the fact that you can better other people's lives by sharing with them things that will help add to their good health. For other people, it could be money that motivates you, and that's fine, because money is a way that you can have more time with your family and you can have vacations and you can work the way you want to work. Maybe you just want to be your own boss and prove that you can make money without somebody else telling you what to do. You can do this, but I want you to take some time this week and figure out what it is that motivates you and what it is that you really want and how doTERRA can help you get to whatever it is. The next thing I want you to do is start your list of 100. Now, we talk about this a lot, and I signed up with an insurance company once, this is ages ago, right when I first got married, and they were like, give us a list of your family, 100 people, write them down. And I was like, no, I don't want you to talk to these people. And I kind of freaked out over it. I don't want you to look at it this way. I want you to look at, you're going to make a list of 100 people, and then later you're going to go back and look over that list and see who could benefit from having essential oils. This isn't going to be your, I'm going to sell to every person on your list. This is going to be a starting point so you can examine where you can share and who might benefit most. So get out a piece of paper and write down 100 people. And it doesn't matter if they're not interested. I'm not saying you're going to hit them all up and try to sell them on essential oils. I'm just saying it's a good place to start so you can look at where would my time be best spent, who could benefit the most from this, and where am I going to start. So that's the second assignment, is to do your list of 100. So here's your challenge. Find your why and create that list of 100. If you've already done it, then go back through it and cross off maybe the names that you've already reached out to or that have already joined your team, and update it so you have a list of 100 people on there. You can bust out your Facebook friends, you can look around your neighborhood, but create that list. And then next week we'll talk about what we're going to do with that list. You're not going to be sharing it with anybody, so you don't have to worry about someone else contacting your people. This is going to be your starting point to decide where you're going to start with your business. That's it for this video. This is Emily Whitney helping you achieve your doTERRA business goals.